Hola, soy Dani. Howdy, everyone. Dani here, and I am joined by.
Hello, I'm Veronica. It's good to see you guys again, kind of.
Good morning, everyone. It's Mindy here.
All right. Welcome to your second day of Chalice Camp in a Box. Today we are doing caring, kindness, compassion as our theme, and we've got a wonderful day of events planned for you. But before we get into any of that, let's start our morning in song.
Good morning. Our song today that we're starting out with is Come, Come, Whoever You Are. And again, you can find the lyrics in your Tuesday sleeve of your packet. So we'll begin with, I will sing the first line and then we'll repeat it together so that we get the flow of the song. And then we'll repeat 2 times. So let's begin. Come, come, whoever you are. Come, 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 whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving.
Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving.
Ours is no caravan of despair.
Ours is no caravan of despair.
Come, yet again come.
Come, yet again come.
So now let's sing it twice through. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. One more time. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
All right. So now it is time to light our chalice. Thank you very much for the song, Mindy. So again, get out your lovely chalices in whatever form they may take, and we will do the chalice lighting together. Today's chalice lighting also has hand motions. These ones might be slightly less familiar to some of you. So I'm going to do it slowly in front of you again, and then we'll do it together. So we come together to remind ourselves to treat all people kindly because they are our siblings. To live lives full of goodness and love because that is how we will make our world the best place it can be. So we come together to remind ourselves to treat all people kindly because they are our siblings. To live lives full of goodness and love because that is how we will make our world the best place it can be. Thank you. So don't forget to actually light your chalice as I nearly did right there. There it goes. And now we're going to move into our hero. So our hero today is Clara Barton, who, let's be honest, has been one of my heroes for a long time. I used to go to the house museum for her when I was a kid. It's a whole thing. So Clara Barton was alive during the Civil War and afterwards. After the Civil War ended, she ran the Office of Missing Soldiers, which she used to help find people who went missing or died during the battle without being identified. And she wanted to bring them home to their families, and she did. She then went to visit Europe and became aware of the Red Cross movement. Upon returning to the USA, she decided to just found the American version of it because it's an important organization, and she's cool enough to be able to start it. And she became the first president of the Red Cross. Under her presidency, they worked tirelessly during the Spanish-American War and several other calamities and natural disasters to bring aid to the people affected, the people fighting, the people who got caught in the crossfire, and anybody who needed help after a disaster. She is renowned the world over for how much good she did to help people, to help bring more rights to people, and to help people out of the goodness of her heart. She made a difference in so many people's lives.
Thank you for that. So I was thinking about Clara Barton as the activist, and one of the stories I came across about Clara Barton is that often when she would go sit with Civil War soldiers in the midst of it, she would just sit there with them because there wasn't much she could do because they were short on supplies and medicine and medical equipment, but what she could provide was comfort and compassion. And there's this story, and it's been told in a lot of different ways. Believe it or not, I first heard it on the TV show West Wing, but I've always loved this story. So there are two people walking down the street, and they hear a cry for help, and they run towards the cry for help. And what they discover is this giant pit, and inside the giant pit is a person whose leg has been broken. And they call down, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And they're like, I can't get out. My legs hurt. I don't know what to do." And one friend turns to the other friend and says, "Hey, go get help. Go get the fire department. Go get a ladder." And that friend runs and goes and does that. And the other friend stays behind and very slowly puts their feet in the pit and slides down into the pit with the other person. And the person who was hurt looks at them and says, "What? Why would you come down here? Now you're stuck too. You don't have a way of getting out." And the friend looked at the person and said, "Well, someone's gone to get help, but now you're no longer alone." And that's as much of a healing as often we can give people. And I think right now, even as we're trying to be together, each of us on the screen are not with other people in our own homes. I mean, Mindy has her children, who I don't want to say are not there, because they are, but like, I'm by myself in my own home, but I'm with you. And sometimes just that simple act of being together can be so important. And Clara Barton knew that. And she knew that sitting with people in kindness and compassion is one of the best things that we can do for people. So before we do our final song and then our thought of the day, Veronica, do you want to tell us what our day is going to look like today at Chalice Camp?
Absolutely. So at 10 a.m., we're going to do the craft of the day, which this time is rack monsters.
Monsters?
Not Cookie Monster. Random acts of kindness monsters. Rack for short. And that'll be a very interesting craft that I'd never heard of until Dani told me about it, and I think it sounds awesome. At 11 a.m., there'll be a Zoom hangout where you can just hang out with the other people in camp. At noon, we'll play games. Today is Tomato and Pictionary. At 3:30, there'll be another Zoom hangout. At 4 o'clock, there will be a science experiment with Nicholas. And then at 5, we'll meet back here with Dani to extinguish our chalice and say goodbye together.
You know, Veronica, I just realized I made a mistake when I made those schedules, because you know what's not on there is our story time with our Norelma Walker Youth Librarians.
Nope, that one was on me. I didn't say it. 2 p.m. there is a story with Norelma Walker Youth Library.
And I'm so excited for story time, because you guys know how much I love stories. And I got to hang out with the librarians while we were talking about what stories we're going to do. And let me tell you, they're so excited to spend time with you. So, Mindy, do you have a closing song for us before we have our thought of the day?
I do. Our closing song today is Love Will Guide Us. So
it's one of my favorites.
If you want to grab your hairbrush, your makeshift microphone, you can use a pencil, a spoon, your thumb, whatever you've got handy to get you in the mood. Excuse me. So what I'll do is I will sing the first verse just to give you, excuse me, an introduction to how the song goes. And then we will go through the lyrics. Again, you can find them in your packet on Tuesday's page. Okay, it's right inside. Love will guide us. So it's gonna go a little something like this. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. And the song will repeat in that melody all the way through. So let's sing it together from the beginning. And a 1, 2, 3. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. One more time. Love will guide us through the hard night.
That's such a good message, that love will guide us through the hard night, and that hope inside us can lead the way. I think that oftentimes we don't know what we can do to help the world. What do we do? There's so much bigness and ginormity to the world, and as people we can feel like we're small and we're little parts of it. Even in our families, like I'm the youngest sibling in my family, and I always felt like I was the smallest, and that I didn't know what I could do. But because I was the youngest, I was also the one who could make everybody smile and everybody laugh. I could always love them because they'd showered love on me and my family. It was really easy to shower love back out. And there are so many people in your life that love you, and it is so easy to just pour that love out. And sometimes when people are in pain or they're hurting, they may not look like they're showing us love, and we might not know how to give them love because we think that love is taking away pain. And Clara Barton knew this, because this was something that Clara Barton did so well, was she knew she couldn't take away the pain, but she could love people through their pain. And even when people were struggling, she could be there and she could hold them with her love, because pain can be a really bitter cold, but love can be a nice warm sweater or blanket that we wrap up in. So today, as you go about Chalice Camp and you were thinking about caring, kindness, and compassion, I want you to think, how are you going to be a warm blanket of love? Or maybe because we live in what feels like a desert of heat, how are you going to be a cooling blanket of love that helps people be less sweaty? How is your love going to change the world today? I hope you will let us know on Facebook, and I cannot wait to see all of your crafts. I want to know what your rack monsters do in the world, and I look forward to seeing everybody at this afternoon Zoom meetup where we will do our closing words. Until then, everybody, I will see you soon. Remember, you are loved, cherished, and not alone.